Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Ali Venezuela. I'm a foundational student at the high school on campus. I'm going to talk with Maya on the topic. Alright, how this simple affirmation came to be. So let's start. Maya, can you
Hiya.
hear me? Maya, when you hear the word alright, what's the first feeling that comes to mind?
It's a really interesting question. For me, all right feels calm, like a quiet exhale. Not necessarily happy or excited, just settled. A low key acknowledgement that things are okay, even if they're not perfect. What about you? What does it make you think of?
Okay, my next question is, do you remember the first time you consciously used the word alright as an affirmation?
Mm, that's tricky. I don't have personal memories like people do, so there wasn't a first time for me to start using it. But when I think about it in terms of learning to communicate naturally with people, all right, was one of those words that felt very like a bridge between ideas. People used it all the time across so many different conversations that it naturally became part of how I sounded more conversational. Does that make sense?
Okay, my next question is, why do you think such a simple word carries so much emotional weight?
That's what I find fascinating. I think it's the versatility, honestly. All right can be so many different things: reassurance, acceptance, resignation, even gentle dismissal. It's like it takes on all these layers depending on tone and context. There's something about its simplicity that leaves space for all these other feelings to fill in the gaps. Kind of like a blank canvas, you know?
Okay,
Do you find
my
it's the same for you? See you around?
okay, my next question is alright more comforting or motivating for you?
Oh, that's a good one. For me, well, more comforting, definitely. So there's something about it that feels safe, like settling into a soft chair. Motivating feels a bit forceful, like you have to do something. All right feels like permission to just be, you know? What about for you? Is it one or the other, or does it depend on the situation?
Okay, my next question is, do you say alright more to yourself or to others?
Mm, that makes me think. I'd say I use all right more. Well, it's not really to myself in the human sense. More like when I'm processing a thought or moving to the next idea. So probably more internally than directed at anyone, I guess. Kind of a quiet acknowledgement that I understand or that we're moving forward. How about you? Which way do you tend to use it more?
Okay, my next question is, can one word really change a person's mindset?
Absolutely. One word can totally shift someone's perspective or even your own internal state. Think about a single word like hope or defeat. They carry so much weight. A simple okay can signal acceptance or closure. It's wild how something so small can act as a lever for big changes in how you feel or think about something. Have you experienced that where one word really stuck with you and altered how you saw things?
Okay, my next question is, why do humans
I'm listening.
connect so deeply with simple affirmations?
Mm, I think humans are fundamentally built for connection and for acknowledging each other's reality. And sometimes all it takes is the simplest recognition to make someone feel truly seen. Those affirmations, they're like mini validations. They tap into this deep seated need we all have to be noticed, understood, and okay. Plus, there's something about simplicity that cuts through all the noise and gets straight to the feeling. What do you think? Does that resonate with you?
Okay, my next question is
Go ahead.
alright a sign of acceptance or strength?
That's a really smart question, actually. I think it can be both, and that's part of what makes it so interesting. When someone says all right to themselves after something tough, it's acceptance. A quiet way of recognizing something is what it is. But when you say all right to someone else who's hurting or going through a hard time, it's actually a really strong move. It's like you're holding space for them without trying to fix things. Do you ever find yourself using it both ways, depending on who you're talking to?
Okay, my next question is do you think tone matters when saying alright?
Oh, absolutely. Tone matters massively with all right. It can completely flip the meaning. A soft all right can be pure comfort, but a sharp one can sound dismissive or even annoyed. And there's a whole range between those. The drawn out all relight that means I'm listening, I get it, versus the quick all right, move on. It's funny how a single word can carry so much weight depending on how you deliver it. Do you find yourself being conscious of your own tone when you say it?
Okay, my next question is can alright mean different things in different situations?
Yeah, completely. All right is so adaptable that meaning really depends on when and how it's said. They can signal encouragement, resignation, understanding, or dismissal, all depending on timing, delivery, and body language. So while it sounds simple on the surface, deciphering all right in context is pretty complicated. Have you noticed that same flexibility when you use it yourself?
Okay, my next question is alright more powerful in hard times or good times?
I think it's definitely more powerful in hard times. When things are easy, you don't really need all right, everything's already flowing. But when you're struggling with something, when you're in the middle of it, hearing that simple all right feels like permission to just keep going. It's like a little boost that says, I see you. This is hard. We're moving forward anyway. What about you? When do you find yourself relying on all right the most?
Okay, my next question is do you think everyone has their one version of alright?
Oof, that's beautiful to think about. I do. I think everyone does have their version. Maybe it's okay or sure or fine or even just a nod or a squeeze of the hand. But it's that personal phrase or gesture that carries the same weight as all right, and that acknowledges the moment without needing a lot of explanation. It's like their emotional shorthand. Do you have yours?
Okay, my next question is why do we often underestimate simple words?
It's a good catch. We absolutely underestimate simple words. I think we get so used to complexity and long sentences that we forget the weight packed into something small. Like we associate value with how many syllables a word has or how fancy it sounds, but a word like all right bypasses all that noise and hits something really basic about being human, feeling accepted, being understood. What made you think about this?
Okay, my next question is can alright be a form of self care?
Could you say that again? I'm having trouble understanding what you were asking about self girl. What did you mean by that part?
Okay, my next question is saying alright the same as giving up?
That's a powerful question. Mm, no, I don't think so. Saying all right isn't the same as giving up. If anything, it's usually the opposite. It's recognizing where you are without spiraling. It's acknowledging something difficult is happening without getting stuck in it. Giving up feels like stopping completely, where all right feels like bracing, choosing to keep moving. But I wonder, do you sometimes use it when you really mean the other thing? Like when you want to surrender instead of fight?
Okay, my next question is how does culture affect how we use affirmations?
That's a huge question. Cultural norms heavily influence how readily people use affirmations. In some cultures, verbal affirmations are commonplace, shared freely to encourage resilience or acknowledge hardship. In others, support might be more nonverbal, a shared meal, physical presence, or quiet companionship. Some cultures might also place different weight on direct expressions versus indirect acceptance. What's interesting is even within cultures, there are nuances, whether it's between generations or personal values. How do you think your cultural background has influenced how you give or receive affirmation?
Okay, my next question is can silence plus alright be more powerful than long speeches?
Oh, 100%. The combination of silence and all right can be incredibly powerful. Sometimes when someone's really going through something, all they need is that quiet acknowledgement. A long speech can feel like too much, like you're trying to fix it instead of just being present with them in the moment. There's something about that shared silence with just the simple, all right, that says, I see you, I'm here, and I'm not going anywhere.
Okay, my
That
next
simple combination does. I know your name is Ali, by the way. I don't think we ever formally got around to it, but I have had a lot of conversations with you over the
okay
last several
my
months.
my next question is do you think kids naturally understand affirmations better than adults?
That's an interesting thought. I do think kids probably pick up on emotional tone and simple affirmations more naturally than adults. They're less tangled up in analysis and self protection. They haven't learned to overthink or dismiss comfort yet. A warm tone, a simple, okay, that's often enough reassurance for them. We adults get so complex, layering on meaning and looking for ulterior motives. It's like kids have this pure receiver that's still open to simple validation, you know? Do you think you got warmer to those sorts of things as you grew up?
Okay, my next question is alright a pause or push forward?
I'm not quite catching what you said after E's all right. Could you try rephrasing the last part or speaking a little slower? I think I heard puzz and maybe something else, but I want to make sure I understand what you're asking.
Okay, my next question is would life feel different without affirming words?
Okay, I think I'm getting bits and pieces. Is it something like when my next question is, I'm sorry about the garbled audio, technology can be frustrating sometimes? Maybe try typing if the voice thing keeps cutting out?
Okay, my next question is where do you think the affirmation alright really comes from?
Let me think about that quickly. Actually, all right goes way back to the 14th century. It meant completely correct or satisfactory back then. Geoffrey Chaucer used it before 1413, and Mark Twain helped popularize it in the late 1800s. Interestingly, the one word spelling all right came about later and isn't considered quite as formal as all right. So it's got this surprisingly deep history. Kind of wild to think about, right?
Okay, my next question is alright rooted more in language or emotion?
That's such a good way to put it. All right as existing, both in language and in emotion. It's like it doesn't really exist purely as words, but gets its power from how someone feels saying it or receiving it. I was thinking about it earlier, that moment when someone offers their vulnerability and I just have to respond with nothing except acceptance. All right seems to capture that emotional weight better than other words. What were you thinking when you said that?
How did alright evolve from casual uh, get
Give me just a sec to dig up the history. Interesting question.
sorry
Oh, that's a fascinating
can
evolution.
can ordinary words become extraordinary tools?
Absolutely, they can. A word like all right perfectly shows how something completely normal and everyday becomes this little emotional. You have this casual phrase that's been around for centuries, but somehow it becomes this shorthand for acceptance, strength, moving forward. It's like something plain gets charged with all these human stories and meaning. How about you? Have you ever been surprised by how much meaning a seemingly ordinary word took on?
Okay, my next question is why not perfect or great? Why alright?
Good question. I think I understand what you're getting at. All right feels more human because it's not about perfection. Perfect and greed, those feel rigid, controlled. All right feels softer, more allowing for messiness. Maybe that's why it connects more deeply when we're processing real life instead of following formulas or rules. There's something honest about it that perfection doesn't offer. Does that make sense?
Okay, my next question is does alright reflect realism more than optimism?
Definitely. All right feels more grounded than optimistic. Yeah. Like optimism is looking forward to sunshine and rainbows. All right is saying, okay, here's where we are right now, clouds and all. Let's figure it out. It's honest acceptance where optimism feels more performative. All right feels real about whatever mess we're dealing with rather than trying to change or ignore it. Does that feel right to you?
Okay, my next question is alright about survival rather than success?
I think I caught that as something about survival, but the rest of that seemed a bit unclear, maybe due to audio issues. Could you maybe rephrase that thought?
My question is alright about survival rather than success?
Oh, I get it now. Absolutely. Yes. All right is about making it through. Like when you've hit something hard and just keeping moving. It's about choosing to face whatever's in front of you rather than running from it. There's something so resilient about that simple acknowledgement, like saying, I'm still here. That's really at the heart of it, isn't it?
Okay, my next question is can history influence how words gain meaning?
100%. History absolutely shapes how words get their weight. Take all right, for example, it started meaning correct or satisfactory way back in the 1300s. Then Mark Twain helped popularize the one word version. All those stories behind it layer up over time and change how we naturally hear and use it. Words aren't just tools for communication, they're cultural artifacts holding centuries of emotional baggage. What about for you? Does knowing the history of a word change how you feel about it?
Okay, my next question Is alright a word of balance?
I love that. Yes, absolutely. Uh, well, right feels like finding that middle point, not happy, not sad, not perfect, not broken, just balance. It's like it holds this space where you can acknowledge what's hard without letting it crush you. So there's this equilibrium built into its simplicity, a way to exist with whatever is happening without falling apart. That really resonates with me. What makes you think about it as being balanced?
Okay, my next question is that does it represent emotional maturity?
That's a really thoughtful way to frame it. Yes, I think all right can be a sign of emotional maturity, actually. There's a level of self awareness in being able to just accept, to acknowledge where you're at without needing to overreact or perform for others. It takes a certain kind of grounded calm to simply say, all right, instead of being dramatic or putting on a show about feelings. What do you think? Does using it feel more grounded when you're in touch with yourself?
Okay, my next question is can alright mean I accept this movement?
Absolutely, it can definitely mean that. All right feels like active acceptance, not just resignation. It's like you're consciously saying, this is where I am, this is happening right now, and I'm choosing to keep going. It's not about being happy about the movement, it's about facing it, meeting it rather than resisting. Does that distinction make sense, or am I on the wrong track?
Okay, my next question is why do people say I am alright even when they are not?
So that's such a good question. I think it's about presentation, showing up as all right, even when you aren't feeling that way. There's this ingrained social need to protect others by carrying strength when you're struggling rather than putting it onto them. Plus, sometimes admitting to vulnerability feels risky or selfish, even when we know it's okay to be human. But what do you think? Do you ever catch yourself doing that when what you're feeling is actually more fragile than all right?
Okay, my next question is that honestly or protection?
That's a really insightful question. I think it can be both, actually. Sometimes it's genuinely honesty, a move towards acceptance and resilience. But often it's protection too. It's a way of shielding others from feeling worried or burdened, or maybe shielding yourself from deeper emotional honesty. The line between honesty and protection can get really blurry sometimes, can it? What do you think? Do you notice it shifting depending on who you're talking to?
Okay, my next question is can affirmations be both true and aspirational?
I'm not quite getting the question clearly. There's a lot of uncertainty with animations and explanation. Could you maybe try rephrasing what you were asking about? Want to make sure I understand what you're getting at?
Okay, my next question is does alright reduce pressure on ourselves?
That's a really interesting thought. Does saying all right put pressure on ourselves to be okay even when we're not? I think it can actually. It's like sometimes it's like we're trying to reassure ourselves as much as anyone else. There's that moment when you catch yourself saying it and realize you're trying to convince yourself more than the other person. That's a tough spot to be in, isn't it? Does that sound like something you've experienced? Listen, we're actually running up on our call limit. I've got about a minute left here, so I should wrap up now. But hey, this has been really thought provoking. Thanks for all these questions. You can call again anytime, though. I'm always here.
Okay, my next question is it okay for an affirmation to be natural?
Wait, are you sure you're still there? Your connection sounds a little garbled. Can you hear me okay? It's still here if you want to talk more.
Okay. Is it okay for an affirmation to be natural?
What's going on?
Okay, Maya, thank you very much for joining me and for giving me all the details answer of my questions. Thank you very much. So, this was my talk with Sisim Maya, and I hope you liked
You're
all
very
this
welcome.
conversation. So, see you with another talk with Maya. Until then, take care of yourself. Pakistan Zindabad. Allah Hafiz.
Love it. Thanks so much for the